All right. Nobody's here yet, but I'm just going to start talking to myself. So I've got a collection of miniatures from my days of Dungeons and Dragons, just tons of minis that I've got just lying around. So we're going to start priming these. And I figured, you know what, let's just share the joy of painting with other people. Why not? It's been a long time since I've gone live. There's probably not going to be that many people that pop on in, but this is just one of those things I gotten into and I just really thoroughly enjoy. I love this. This is one of my favorite things that I do. This is kind of a cool pirate we've got here. His name is Salvador Crowley, and I thought it'd be fun to prime this guy up, get him ready for some paint. So the idea with this guy is that, he's a little swashbuckler pirate. That's always fun. I don't have a lot of bases, and my 3D printers are currently inoperable. I don't have them with me, so we're just gonna prime the minis that I already have, and I've already primed all the ones I've already printed, which is a pro. That is a plus for me. I primed all the ones that I have. I had another rebranding of my channel. Hi there, Fruit Juicer. Fruit Juicer. It's always that's the thing. Just like when people like rename their channel or rename their Twitter or rename on Discord. Oh, I can never keep up with who I know on Discord because I feel like that's where like a lot of renamings happen. Like in regards to like anywhere else on the internet, like people on Discord will not keep a similar username for a very long time. I, however, do. Maybe that makes me the odd one out. Discord's a weird app, but you know. Oh, Mysterious Stranger. Okay, well, hi there, Mysterious Stranger. So here we've got a pirate. His name is Salvador Crowley. He's got a sword, a little pirate chest, a little chest of gold, or maybe rubies, or some other treasures that he plundered from some poor village off the coast of who knows where. I'm just doing a little bit of priming on his front because the thing is about the base that he's on is that you actually can't stand this one upright. So I'm going to have to prime one side, wait for that to dry, and then flip him over so I don't get paint on my stuff. So I'm going to leave this guy alone. Let's grab another mini. I was working on priming this one. This is a little cool little gate. You can see where I've got wet paint there, and over here I primed it yesterday. That's mostly dry. I went over some spots that didn't get quite that much coverage, which is exactly what I'm going to do with this area right here. So you can see, there we go. Now that's looking a little bit better. Not sure why the camera's not focusing on the actual part that I'm painting. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Just going to get this nice and smooth. Why can the camera not... There we go. Just going to get this nice and smooth and exactly, kind of how I want it to be. I just enjoy painting. Do I do Warhammer stuff? I have a couple of Warhammer miniatures that I have primed. I'm not sure where I set them, but I have a few of them that are primed and they are ready to paint. I still have not painted a single Warhammer miniature, but I would like to. I have this one plan that I think would be really, really fun, and that is to make a Warhammer miniature in the colors of the Stardust Crusaders. I think that's really fun, but I think that's more of a bigger project once I do, I kind of want to do some orcs. I think orcs would be really fun, but right now I have 2 Space Marines and, this little, battalion guy. But let me grab another miniature really quick for priming. Let's see here. What am I going to prime? I'm just pulling randomly from the box. Let's just see what we got here. What did we get? Okay. We got this package. We have hobgoblins. That's kind of fun. Hey, look, and they come with little bases. I'm just going to be doing this until this phone dies, which I only at 15% battery. So I figured, hey, you know what? By the time it dies, that's good. That is a good sign for me to just go to bed. So these are hobgoblins. I'm also going to be priming these guys in black first. I like to do the fall method. I just find it very fun. Oh, these are cool. Okay. Let's take a look at these dudes. So what we've got here. So first up, we have 2 little bases. Camera, focus. We got, what's that say? WizKids. These things have been in the package for about 5 years. So I got some nice little bases here. I might do some basing. That might be kind of fun. Not in this stream, though. Just like eventually. So I got 2 little bases. These 2 little guys. So what are we working with here? We've got... That's a cool looking goblin. I like his shield. I really like... I don't know why it's focusing on my fingerprint and not on the actual face of the guy, but... Yeah, these are Stardust Marines. Stardust Marines. That's really cool. I like the armor that's on this dude. That's really cool. Cool little footwear. Little metallic bands coming over him. Cool. Like a gladiator skirt. Cool spear. I like spears. I've been reading a little bit of the Stormlight Archive, so that's been really cool. Give the goblin gold. I like that idea. But right now all this is just priming. I just wanted to get every single mini I own primed, and at least like ready for paint. Because like that's like the common complaint, just like, finish what you have before you buy more. But the problem is that I have like 3D printers, and I can just make more whenever I want. But then I just keep making more instead of actually finishing any of the ones that I have. So I figured, hey, you know what? Let's actually, do that. I figured, the faster I finish painting these, the faster I can set up my 3D printers in my new house. I bought a house, and that's been really cool. But yeah, I like the idea of giving this guy gold. I'm just not sure. I like the idea, like a lot of these like little dots on his chest. Maybe those should be gold. Like maybe this guy's been in his fair share of gladiator battles. He's a very highly decorated warrior. That's fun. Let's come up with a name for this hobgoblin. I don't know much about hobgoblins. I know goblins mostly have names like Gopper, Zardak. Oh yes, Big Chief Gopper. Yeah, there we go. That's the voice I imagine for goblins. A lot of times, I was doing some D&D games for my church group, and they faced a couple of goblins. So I mostly just did because none of them speak goblin. So I just did fun voices like Gilbert the Hobgoblin. My grandfather, my great grandfather was named Gilbert, so that doesn't sound right because Gilbert. Great-Grandpa Gil, Great-Grandpa Helvey, he was a badass. He was awesome. Really, really great dude. I miss him. He used to make a really good salsa recipe. And it was the bomb. It had like this like slight smokiness flavor to it. It like had like this like undertone of like man, it was good stuff. It had like this like slight undertone of like burnt, but in like a good way. Like the way like a good pizza has that like slight like crunchiness to the crust. When it's been burnt, it's like that, but like a salsa. It was always just like delicious. I never did get that recipe from him. I'm sure my family has it somewhere. I would love to try my best to recreate my my grandpa's salsa recipe. John Goblin. Well, this is funny. This isn't a goblin. This is a hobgoblin. I have no idea what the difference is. I may be a nerd, but I'm not. I may be fluent, but I'm not an expert. How about Hobbes? Hobbes the Hobgoblin, like Calvin and Hobbes. Maybe I'll paint him to look like a tiger. Some cool stripes, like zebra stripes. Speaking of zebra stripes, I've seen some footage of the new Donkey Kong game, and I listened to some of the soundtrack. Soundtrack slaps. The zebra song, yeah, it's pretty good. I have not played a single Donkey Kong game. I just really like soundtracks to stuff. I always just find music really, really cool. I would play more music on these streams, or at least it's been like over a year since I did my last one of these, but I would love to play music, but YouTube and I don't really get along well when it comes to music stuff, so oh well. Hello to the 3 people in chat. Please feel free to leave a comment. We're just gonna chill here for a little bit. I'm gonna do some painting. 2 people in chat, I guess. I just like painting. It's good stuff. You know, a lot of people like when they do like these like painting videos, you know, they'll just show you like first you do this, then you do this, and and it looks like it's really fast. But keep in mind the average miniature for me takes about 6 hours to paint. I can do that for about 6 hours. That's like start to finish. Yeah, and I don't really rush with these. I just like to do it just because I like the hobby. I just like to chill and just paint my stuff. I'm gonna leave that little bit alone. Set him on that base over there. We're gonna let that one dry. Okay, our next hobgoblin. Oh, it's like this mean hobgoblin lady. She's got like a whole quiver of arrows, kind of like a weird like thick cut skirt, big bow. I like the bow. Oh, I like the shield too. That's really cool. That's a good wood texture. I like that. Been playing Warhammer. Sorry. Producer says, I've been playing Warhammer Vermintide 2. I would recommend playing it. I've heard good things. So normally when I play D&D, we alternate games every weekend. One of my DMs is I mean, they're both really, really good guys. But one of my DMs, who is also a good guy, is Scottish. And he loves talking about Warhammer. So and D&D and all that. But it's really fun playing D&D with a guy with a Scottish accent. It's just like super immersive because he's just like, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna do justice. But I'm not even gonna try because I'm laughing so much right now. But it is very much like, yeah, it sets the tone. But he also loves Warhammer, so like he'll start telling me about like bits and pieces of Warhammer lore. Like he'll tell me about like the one planet that got like eaten by the warp or something like that, and the planet was so messed up it got like spit out. And I'm like, that's really funny. He's a good dude. I gotta play Warhammer with that guy soon. I know nothing about Warhammer. I mean, I know next to nothing about Warhammer. Very new. I should probably read the Horus Heresy because I hear that's a good to get started. That's what I hear. What other? So like, let's say I did do the Stardust Marines. What other like groups would you like to see like in miniature style? I saw somebody made an awesome 3D model online of the A-Team as Warhammer orcs, and I think that is amazing. I love that as an idea. But like for me, I would need to add to that, and I would love to see like a MacGyver orc, just like an orc with a mullet and a Swiss Army knife. Yeah, I'm sold. That'd be awesome. I think the Justice League, doing like Warhammer Justice League, that'd be kind of cool. Maybe paint like a Tyranid to be Martian Manhunter. That'd be an interesting concept because Martian Manhunter is really, really cool. You can do a whole bunch of shape shifting. The different Warhammer there's different Warhammer universes. Okay, I thought it was all one big shared lore thing. I guess that makes sense. There's different Warhammer universes. I'm not talking about the Age of Sigmar. I have no idea if they're connected at all. Knowing the way that people write multiple universe stories, probably. You know, when you got a big franchise like that, probably. I heard that Henry Cavill is doing a series, and knowing how much of a nerd he is for the kind of stuff that he gets like really into, I really, really, really hope that it's good. Because it's just like one of those things that I really, really respect when like he gets like really into the lore, and it's like one of those things where it's just like, oh, this character wouldn't do that, and then he gets into fights with the directors, and I was like, no, but I want it to be this way, and he's like, no. he's like British, so it's just like, no, but Geralt wouldn't do that. And I think that's really cool. I've only seen little bits and pieces of The Witcher. My parents decided to watch the entirety of the series without me, and I'm still mad about it. My parents do that a lot. Well, I don't live with them anymore, but like when I did, like we would start a movie or a TV show together, and I will always wait to watch it with somebody, because just like, okay, we started this together, I want to spend time with this person, we're going to finish it together. My parents, however, will be like, oh, well, guess you should have been here to watch it, and I've always found that to be kind of mean. Never been a fan of that. When I have kids, I'm never going to do that to them. It's like, we're watching this. You're gonna sit down, we're gonna watch this together, and you're gonna like it. Especially if it's something you're excited about, like Game of Thrones, which was really, really good until it wasn't. Pirate's almost dry. So there's our hobgoblins and a pirate. We have our gate over here that's drying on a plate. Didn't mean to rhyme. Age of Sigmar is more medieval. Okay. If Age of Sigmar is more medieval, I do believe the two are connected. I think. I'm like a good 99% sure. Hey, what's happening, Trash Boat? How you feeling, brother? Just doing a little bit of painting. Weird. I'm really proud of some of these models. I really like this guy. I want to show off this giant. So this is a frost giant. I'm working on. I 3D printed this guy, and I'm really, really proud of how he turned out. He's got like a cool skull here, these cool chains and ropes and leathers, and like a giant like saber-toothed head that I'm gonna paint. The axe I think is awesome. In one of the levels of Vermintide 2, the Skaven, rat people, have a nuke, which is pretty funny. That is hilarious. I love that. Okay, but that's my big giant over there. I've got I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more giants, but the fourth one is not currently here. I've got it above my desk as a decoration, and I'm really, really proud of that. I'm just gonna reach in randomly, see what we get. Another small one, singular one. Oh, that's interesting. We have a psychologist. We have a little scientist dude. Okay. Why not? Let's prime this dude. And it says 2016, so we're just gonna write psychologist on the bottom of this. I'm very proud of my frost giant. Getting better, coughing like I've smoked cigarettes for 60 years. Trash Boat is a very close friend of mine. Poor guy is feeling sick. Everybody wish him well. Okay. Doesn't have to be pretty. I just wanted to remember what it said on the packaging. So, let's prime this guy, but we're not going to prime him in black. Let's prime this guy in white. You know, with that big, huge white lab coat. I feel like we'd be doing him a disservice. And an injustice to myself. So, that is what we're going to do. Okay, so apparently, Age of Sigmar is not connected, but it's hinted that it's from the Warp/Chaos. Intriguing. That's cool. I'm just going to nerd out about stuff that I find interesting for a little bit. Huge fan of Death Battle, and I see that their next episode that they're doing is going to be Hulk versus Godzilla. I'm not sure what to think about that. Because, like, that is a wild, wild concept. And I dig it. Looks like a spider web. Looks like a spider threw up on him. Like, got all webbed up. This one's probably going to take a few coats. It's plastic that doesn't like to paint stick to it, so this is going to be one of those. I'm just going to have to prime him now. I just leave it alone a couple times. Thank you, brother man. Good night. Feel better soon. Hulk's going to get vaporized. Okay, you think so. However, from what I understand, there is some wild Hulk lore. Like, apparently there's like this character called the One Below All, who's like 10 times as powerful as Mephisto. Mephisto fought Galactus, and Galactus tried to eat Hell, apparently. And then, so like the One Below All is actually the source of Godzilla's power. I'm sorry, not Godzilla, of Hulk's power, which should be comparable to like Godzilla Ultima. I hope they don't bring in Ultima Godzilla, not because of a power scaling standpoint, just because I just think it's stupid. I don't like this kind of like weird stuff. I just want to see Big Lizard fight a green guy. But then, everybody's got to go for, oh, but what if, but what if? The one thing I'm hoping for is that it's 3D, but also I hope that we get Bruce Banner, because like this will be the third time that they have had Hulk on Death Battle. Not once have they shown us Bruce Banner doing like the Hulk transformation, and I just think that'd be really, really cool. Just like Godzilla like terrorizing, Godzilla terrorizing a town, and Bruce Banner's like, no, I just think that'd be cool. If you've seen the rest of my videos on my channel, you will know I did a pitch to the Death Battle guys. The pitch that I gave them was for MacGyver versus the A-Team. Just one of those things that I really, really enjoy. And I think it would be really, really, really cool. It's a bit of a boomer matchup. But, the more I looked into it, the more fun it got. And I just think that'd be awesome. So we're going to leave this psychologist alone for a little bit. He looks like he looks like a giant bird shit on him, but that's okay because it's a priming layer, and it's going to take a few coats. What else do I have? We're going to move on to our next miniature. Any guesses? Let's go for any guesses. Let's just see what it is. Anybody? I have no idea what I have in here, but it says Warhammer on it, so let's see what I've got. Warhammer. Let's see what it is. I have some super glue around here somewhere, so I might have to piece this together. Ooh! Ooh! Hey! Well, hey, would you look at that? This is probably something you recognize. I think. And come with a base. I was in that live when you were talking about MacGyver versus the A-Team. Whoa. Okay, so what have I got here? This is Games Workshop Limited 2023, number 9938020. 99380 2020 26. I have no idea what this is. Look at the face on this guy. That's intriguing. We got a cool looking sword and a shield, a leg. I've heard of people doing where they'll do an entire painting on the actual sprue. And I've seen that as like a decorative piece. Should I do that, or should I put this guy together? Should I paint it on the sprue as a decorative piece? Leave it on here. Just paint each individual portion, or should I take them apart, put them together? Put them together. Okay, we're gonna do that. Where are my snips? Where are my snips? I don't have my snips with me, so I'm just going to put this guy back in the box right now until I can find those snips. But I will be painting this guy eventually. I just don't have my cool flush cutters with me, so I'm just gonna. But hey, you know what? At least I've got another Warhammer box thing, and that's kind of cool. What have I got? What's over here? That's fine. Yeah, okay, let's go for this. This is a wild one. This is a, we have this little guy. This is a gingerbread knight. And that's really fun. So yeah, I guess we're putting that together. Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man! Yes, I know the Muffin Man. Who lives on Drury Lane? Well, she's married to the Muffin Man. The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man! She's married to the Muffin Man. How does this go together? Very festive. Oh, that's actually sharp. Okay, so there's his arm. How in the world does this work? I feel like he gave me like a... It's a good puzzle. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I think it's resting on his shoulder. Oh, that's fun. I like that. That's a cool little dude. He's just having a blast. This is a good dude. Gingerbread Knight. Okay, let's glue this guy together. Got some Loctite. You see the noises help. I learned that the hard way. You see, if you don't do the noises, it's just not gonna look right. I've got some Instaset Super Glue Curer. Some good stuff. And we're just gonna put this right in there. Oop. There it is. I moved the hobgoblin. He definitely fights nutcrackers. That is very true. If you haven't, I would definitely recommend the song Nut Rocker by Emerson, Lake, and Palmer. Great song. And it is basically the Nutcracker, but like 70s rock and roll, and it is fire. It is great song. Just bow 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 bow. Bow 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 bow. Bow 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 bow. It's great. It's a great song. I am not doing it justice. Go if you decide to leave early, go listen to that song. That is a banger of a song. Oh no. What have I done? I'm just gonna squish that back together. Whoops. I'm just gonna put a little bit more super glue. Whoops. Oh well, these things happen. You know what's crazy is, when things happen, you just move on. You're like, oh well, that happened. Then you fix it. Then you're good to go. A series wherein gingerbread people fight like horrors beyond human comprehension. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that literally just Cookie Run? I know nothing about Cookie Run other than that, like, the lore for some reason gets like insane. We're talking like Bill Cipher levels of like insane bullshit. It's just like, I'm not sure why that is the case, but apparently that is what happens. Let's get a really satisfying shot here. I missed it. Okay. I agree. That would be awesome. Stuff from H.P. Lovecraft. So, fun fact. I recently read, I say recently, but it was like, what, 2 years ago? I read H.P. Lovecraft's The Shadow over Innsmouth. I love Shadow over Innsmouth. Great story. And in that story, there's this like crazy drunk dude by the name of Zadok. And I am just like, that is a great name. And when we were building our next D&D campaign, I was trying to come up with a cool way of doing John Carpenter's The Thing as a playable character. And I came up with a lot of good ideas for it, but the only thing I was struggling with was a name. So I figured on, you know what, let's just do Zadok, because I think that's a great name as a reference to Shadow over Innsmouth, but I needed a last name, and then I figured, well, since I'm doing, literally just The Thing, let's make it MacReady, as in like R.J. MacReady. So that was my second D&D character ever, was Zadok MacReady, a druid. What did I make? Oop, a druid changeling that was secretly John Carpenter's The Thing. And it was a very... Oh, Eric, how are you? Sorry we haven't been able to talk lately. I have been insanely busy and also trying not to lose an eye. My eye is better, but I've been back to work now. Yeah, if you wonder why I don't respond that much, it's because I'm mostly doing stuff like this, where I'm just like taking the time to relax and just chill. Sometimes I just, sometimes I just want to be left alone. And just, paint. I think if I remove these, let's try not to stab myself, huh? I'm okay. We're good. Okay. Let's see if we can stand this guy up next to his gingerbread buddy. This is a weird D&D party. So we're gonna have a pirate, a psychologist, and a gingerbread man knight. That's our D&D party right there. And they are currently fighting 2 hobgoblins. And yeah, well let's prime this guy. Right. So we're gonna get some dual color action here. So let's see if I can get that sprue off of the mold without hurting myself here. Yeah, nailed it. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want the gingerbread man to be brown, but I want the candy cane to be, your classic white and red. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to prime the candy cane in white. And again, it's going to be one of those things where this might take multiple coats. But I think the rest of them will prime in black. And hopefully when I go to paint this should help it have a very, very nice contrast. Like when I paint this, I really want the candy cane itself to like really stand out, just like nice, crisp, clean lines. I was looking at so a while back, I did a video with Riverdude Covers, who, for the record, has cut all ties with me, but that's a different video entirely. But Ruby Dude Covers and I, we did the JoJo Villain Jingle Bells, and I wrote all the lyrics to that, and I'm very, very proud. But I also did all the video editing. And one of the things I came up with for that was a Christmassy version of Funny Valentine. And what I noticed was if you look at his pants, he's got these like weird like repeating pattern on it. And I figured, hey, it'd be funny if I made it look like candy cane. But then I realized it just looked like the stripes of the American flag. And part of me is like, hey, maybe that was the original intention that Araki was going for, but it just didn't work out that way. I'm going to do his little vest white so that I can make it red and green, like very Christmassy. I think that might be kind of cool. Maybe this little medallion here, his little shoulder pauldron will be yellow, like a bright gold. And then this little face. The rest will be black, but then I can go over it in white and get my contrast, but that's okay. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, his belt is gonna be black, like Santa Claus. It's okay if this looks bad, because this is just your primer. This just makes sure your paint you put on top of this sticks to the model. So it doesn't actually matter all that much. So it's the fun part about painting, where you can just have fun with it. I like how that looks like icing, actually. I kind of dig that. Okay, we're gonna leave Jobber. Jobber is the goat. Jobber Godo is the goat. He's a good dude. It was funny, actually. He actually recognized me from all my Ruby Dude cover stuff, and that was pretty cool, actually. We don't talk much. I would like to talk more with Jobber. I just don't reach out to him all that often, or ever. I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's just like, I think he's a great dude. I respect him a lot. I would love to make videos with Jobber eventually. Like, I would love to go over MacGyver and JoJo's and all sorts of other stuff with him. But I just don't have the time anymore. YouTube kind of broke me. By the way, why does he look like Gingerbread Man from Shrek? I don't know, but you missed it, and I already did that joke. I did the whole, and it was very fun. We're gonna let that white paint dry for a bit. What do we have? Next up, we have a ship captain. So while the other one might be a pirate captain, this guy is more of like your classic drunken sailor, but less piratey, more like it's just a job, dude. So let's prime this guy in white too, because from what I understand, I would love to make that coat yellow, and we're gonna prime this guy in white. Notice that like a lot of the villains tend to be black and a lot of the heroes tend to be white, but it's kind of interesting, isn't it? I could totally make a chess set out of this. That'd be fun. From what I understand, yellow is one of the hardest colors to paint on miniatures. So if I prime him in white, and apparently you're supposed to paint it pink first and then do yellow on top of it, I would love to explore that eventually. So we'll see what happens. Looks and reminds me of Popeye. I agree. I love Popeye. I think this is less Popeye and more Skipper from Gilligan's Island. But I love Gilligan's Island. But it's kind of like Bluto. Actually, that's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of Bluto. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this traffic port aboard this tiny ship. The mate was a mighty sailing man, the skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers set sail that day for a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough, the tiny ship was tossed. If not for the courage of our fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The minnow would be lost. The ship struck ground on the shore of this uncharted desert isle, with Gilligan, the skipper too, the millionaire and his wife, the movie star, the professor and Mary Ann, here on Gilligan's Isle. this is the tale of our castaways. They're here for a long, long time. They'll have to make the best of things. It's an uphill climb. No phones, no lights, no motor cars, not a single luxury. Like Robinson Crusoe, it's primitive as can be. So join us here each week, my friends. You're sure to get a smile from 7 stranded castaways here on Gilligan's Isle. Great show. Great show. Sorry. So, do I play Warhammer 40K? I do not. I have not played a single game. Not a video game. Not any of the board games. I would like to. It's one of those things where I really want to get into like the lore first and understand the world, so I can understand how all this works. I have a couple of miniatures lying around, and you just missed it. Or I had a box around here somewhere. I got a box here with a mini in it. But I do not have, it's on a sprue, and I do not have my flush cutters with me. I was going to put them together, but it's just like, I'm trying to focus on the actual like priming of it. Priming of all my stuff rather than putting everything together, so who knows, we'll get there one day. What I need are more bases. I would 3D print off some cool ones, but again, my printers are a little bit not available right at the moment. Moving houses sucks. But hey, what are you going to do? I mean, owning a house is great. It's just the moving portion. It's a lot. Wish I had my airbrush. Probably have it somewhere, but I also don't want to get like white paint all over my nice desk, so yeah, it's alright. Actually, this isn't a desk, this is my dining table. Dwarves are superior to elves. Change my mind. I can't. Dwarves are awesome. Ouch. I feel you there on the moving part. That is very true. So, fun fact, I actually used to be monetized on YouTube. Lost all of it. That's the end of that story. Speaking of dwarves,